When you go to bed at night, do you worry about going to jail?
No, I don't really. I don't even think about it. I'm built a little differently, I guess, because I have had people come up to me and say, "How do you do it, sir? How do you do it?" I don't even think about it.
You know, he thinks about it at night. It probably keeps him up every night. This man is terrified of going to jail.
These are corrupt people that I'm dealing with. They're destroying our country. I don't even think about it. All I think about is making the country great, making America great.
Not only has Trump convinced his supporters that, you know, the country and the deep state's out to get him, I think he's also convinced himself. I'm about to show you the result of this kind of brainwashing.
Good evening, America. Good evening, Republicans, conservatives. Good evening, our government. I am truly afraid for our country. The Liberal Party in general is becoming more and more anti-American.
Before I show you more of this video, I must say that everything he's accusing Democrats and the left of is something that the Republican Party is totally guilty of. It's that, like, you know, every accusation is a confession thing with the Republican Party.
They are committing treason. They are going against our Constitution. They are looking to destroy American freedom that we have in the Constitution.
Committing treason and trying to destroy our freedoms. Which party is he talking about?
Trump supporters who have been lied to by Trump and his minions, individuals like Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley, lied to by MAGA media, have been incensed and outraged, and they are now resorting to physically trying to storm the Capitol to stop the constitutional process.
Wait a second. I thought it was the left that was trying to destroy the freedoms of Americans.
Where do privacy and personal freedom begin, and where do they end? Questions that have framed an enduring divide in modern America. One many thought was settled nearly 50 years ago when the Supreme Court affirmed a constitutional right to an abortion. Today, the court answered that question again, this time on a 5-4 vote, taking away what was regarded as a fundamental right.
This is funny how that works. Anyway, let's hear what else this guy had to say before bedtime.
The current government we have supports this idea of the New World Order that is all about elitists controlling the world, and the rest of us are slaves.
Oh, that's funny, because he's literally describing the late-stage capitalism hellscape that the Republican Party has thrown us into. But you know, go on.
I'm kind of an old fat guy. I'm not going to go run in the streets. But I do support my brothers and sisters who support the Constitution of the United States of America, and will defend this country and our rights and the Constitution. My prayers go out to all those we're going to lose defending themselves from their rights being stolen from our government and from the Liberal Party.
I love how he ends the video saying, you know, I'm too old to take part in a civil war, but, you know, I will support and mourn all of the other patriots that die fighting. You have my blessing. Have you noticed how radicalized right-wing has become? I mean, they're going to put me out of business, I swear, because my entire thing was getting them to say the quiet part out loud. And now that they're screaming the quiet part out loud, I mean, what else is left for me at this point? Right-wing delusion, it results in these kind of people.
If you could say anything to Joe Biden right now, suppose he was me right here, and you had the opportunity to give him a message or conversation, what would you say?
You know, Biden, old man, You know, how much time have you got left in this earth? You're going to face God pretty soon. You claim you're Catholic. You know, I hope you bring some asbestos underwear with you to the afterlife, because you're going to get kicked right into the lake of fire.
What do you think the punishment should be for somebody who has an abortion?
If you have actively and willfully murdered someone, I believe the death penalty is appropriate, because the Bible tells us that's what justice looks like.
So you're so pro-life that you're pro-death.
Let's pray for an end to this evil cause of abortion.
And do you think the Bible is a pro-life book?
Yes, absolutely.
And what about in Leviticus when God tells people to kill someone if they're gay? There you have it.
So if you look back at our previous presidential election, all of the, election was stolen thing that really took flight post-election after the media declared Biden the winner. The media doesn't get to call elections, but it was after the election. It wasn't going into the election, which is a little terrifying to me, that going into the election, that people that count the ballots that work at these polling stations are just not going to be safe. And it's actually, the terrifying thing is there's going to be a great many people that normally will, work at polling centers, and they are not going to work there anymore. And I've run into MAGA at rallies that has unequivocally said, hey, because things went bad, I'm going to, volunteer at these polling locations or work at a polling location. And you're going to get entire districts full of people that are America First, election denying people in charge of counting the votes.
Did 2,000 Mules convince you that there wasn't any voter fraud?
No, I understand there were hundreds of thousands of fraudulent votes.
Well, that's what I thought, and then I watched 2,000 Mules, and I was like, oh, this makes no sense.
Hey, I watched a guy from New Jersey come into the Pennsylvania warehouse and say, I got a truckload of ballots. Went through Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I watched the movie too. But all the
bullshit. I watched it on the internet on election night.
You watched it on the internet.
Yeah. It's not enough. So it becomes this thing where it's like, all right, it's not enough that we get out the vote. But that's understand. But there's this other thing of get out the vote, but also like work at your local polling location, because I speak to people at MAGA rallies that are more than happy to work at a polling location. And these are the people that after a 5-minute conversation with them, I don't want them anywhere near the foundation of our democracy, of our democracy. You get it.